Three, two, one. Welcome to
Jesus.
Lunchtime TV. Your boy is back. It's your host, Minkle Jackson, with my amazing co-host, Sasha B. Sasha, say what's up to the people.
Hey. Hey.
That sounded like the beginning of an album, like an R&B song. Hey. God, I
Hey.
know there's a song that starts out like that. I'm going to remember
There
it, and then I'm going to
is.
start singing. All right, people, welcome to today's show. By the time you see this, we're recording this on Friday, May. I always be wanting to say March. May the 27th.
We are past that.
Yeah, our previous episode has not dropped yet, only because it just has not. Some of that is on me, but by the time you see this, there will also be when you go to the page, click on this episode, you'll have the option to click on last week's episode as well. They'll both be up the same day, same time, which is probably going to be Sunday or Monday or
Sunday's a good
Tuesday.
day.
Yeah, I got a couple of days off. I'm gonna get this done.
Yeah.
But that was the main reason why this last week's episode didn't get uploaded, because I was on a short work week, but trying to get everything handled before week's end, before we went into the holiday. So again, you'll be seeing this late, but shout out to all of our veterans, all of our fallen soldiers, anybody who's ever served. I don't know. Both my parents were in the military. It's the one and only way I'll ever show my dad respect is because he was a military man. Outside of that, he's a terrible human being. But he was in the military, so shout out to you, Hugh P. Arnold. You did what, 22?
Well, Memorial
23
Day,
years?
isn't that for the ones that died?
Yeah, but I still want to get. I always give military shout outs to everybody, just because,
He has got
military's.
Veterans Day. I'm joking.
Yeah, no, military is a big deal though, and I know on this
Yeah.
show we don't.
It is.
I don't spend too much time talking about it, but also I know that my dad has friends who are, fallen heroes that were in the military. So, when we take this time this weekend, most people are just going to use it as a reason to get drunk, go have barbecues, get wasted, do all these things, and that's totally fine. But you gotta remember, there's a lot of people that like this day, this weekend, this time off. It's reflecting on their friends,
Yeah.
their brothers, their sisters, and people who have lost their lives. And so,
Yep.
obviously we have big major memorial in DC, and there's names
Yeah.
being etched on that thing every day. I'm sure it probably feels like. So again, shout out to all of
Yeah.
our fallen heroes. And like I said, both my parents were both military, and I know that they
Yep.
have long standing acquaintances, friendships, the whole nine. And again, you have some of these people that they didn't get to come home when people went to war. I know my dad, he fought in the Gulf War. I'm sure he served with people who did not come back from that. And things like that are just hell unfortunate, especially when you see the things that we be going to war for. And as somebody who's an educator, when I have to review history with my students, and then I find myself saying, "Sounds like today, doesn't it?" And they always go, "Yeah, this does." And I'll be like, "Yo, this stuff is literally
This
it's
is
on a loop,
happening
it's on
now.
a script. It's it's the same old stuff. And some of the stuff is really crazy. Even when you think about how some of those, the First World War, when you think about how that started, how it actually started, and you think about the people
Yeah.
that lost their lives essentially behind a couple of people getting killed. And then all these people being like, okay, we're gonna partner up. You're with us, we with you, and then now we're gonna battle all these people for the next 4 years. 4 years. And then when you look at the numbers, the amount of soldiers, and then you think about African Americans, black people who served, who helped, who fought, and did all these things, and then when they came home, still on restriction, still being treated bad. We're not gonna get into that because I know we don't want every show to be about race. But again, when you think about fallen heroes, there are a lot of people who do not get remembered for their contributions to helping this country stay as safe as it possibly can.
Right.
And they're doing all that because of a handful of idiots that don't know how to act right.
Yep. That's
So
Yep. I have a cousin, so he was He was killed in Afghanistan. So,
Dang, R.I.P.
2008. Um, that war was with, was it Bin Laden? Wasn't that the
Yeah, I feel
one?
like that's the Bin Laden time. If
It was like a name of the brig that they brought the soldiers out there for. I can't remember because they're actually investigating it now.
that's wild.
That's a rough thing. The only reason I say that is because they contacted our family.
Dang.
And of course his mom refused, who's my great aunt. Uh, of course I'm like, get that money, girl. They might, they might be paying you for his might be
Yeah,
wrongful
wrongful death.
because he sent those troops. There's like that's a whole nother thing. But yeah, he died in the line of duty, and those I've been to plenty of funerals, and those just hit different.
Yeah.
Because the soldiers are there, like they have the family's able to do whatever they'd like to do. Of course, the body's not in there. And I don't say this to be insensitive, but he was blown up. So we're not. The casket is literally there just to be there as a. And so the soldiers are there. They have to do. Well, they don't have to do their part, but they did, and their part makes a regular funeral, which is never regular, but the soldier parts of what they do are just horrifying. To add on what they do to a regular family funeral is just heart-wrenching. I don't even want to go into what they do. They have like a certain thing that they do if they died in the line of duty, and they call out the names of those that were there. And then of course they call out his name, and he doesn't say present.
Yeah.
It's like one of those weird things. I just hated it, but like I figured that was a thing, and then they did the shooting, but at the burial site. But they have he was a lieutenant colonel, so he was highest ranking, I believe.
Yeah, that's up there. I'm not overly familiar.
In the Marines, he was really up there, and so they actually either built or named a certain center after him.
That's dope.
He's got a plaque out there. It's in Virginia, and then he's got something here as well. We also had someone try to protest at the funeral.
Bro, why niggas be so weird? You really protesting folks at a funeral? Like,
it's a lot. Like, my thing is, no matter what his decision was that you don't agree with, whatever, but he still lost his life.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a life.
That just feel like you can take a day off from activism to let people
let us grieve.
That's what I'm saying. Mourn and grieve in peace. Like, niggas that pull up to people's funeral to do weirdo shit. Like, y'all on a first class flight to hell.
In the express lane.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we had to have luckily the soldiers were there because it wasn't. It's almost like it wasn't expected because he was so loved. Like, obviously, this person didn't know them.
Yeah,
that's the funny part. You have no idea who this person is.
That make it even worse. Like, I would be wanting to fight at the funeral. Like, cuz you even know this person? And no, I'm just here to protest. I'm like, well, I'm just here to whoop your ass. Cause
no, right. I'm actually on edge already, so let's just do this right now. I have a reason to hit you back. Yeah. Yes.
That is crazy.
So, so this is a day that will be hard for his children and his wife. Sure. And it is, I always will post those things about him, that, the center that was named after him and all those things. Cause even though I get days off, that's something hard for his mom and his wife and kids to still live through. So
if you feel comfortable, you want to share his name?
Because we called him a whole different name. Lieutenant Colonel William Gregory Hall. That's his name.
Gregory Hall, Lieutenant Colonel. Yeah. I like it. Very strong.
I know.
Name.
He was good looking too. I was like, man, my cousin was good looking too. Y'all just Man,
Hey,
it was just, and he was only like 30, 36.
hey, he's still young at that time.
Yeah. A lot of, that's why, I understand mom's decision to not, go through with investigating and maybe pulling, I think it was something with his body, maybe. Um, they have to get permission, even though it was, and so I understand you don't want to relive that.
Yeah,
It's
let him rest.
yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm young, so and I don't have kids, so I can't. Of course, right now I'm like, do it. Like they could be reimbursing, even though it doesn't bring them back. I get it, but
Yeah.
we're black. Anything that we can get,
Hey
but
man,
I get it.
yeah, I feel that.
I get
Yeah,
it.
it's definitely two sides to that coin, man. You wanna you wanna get your get back from the government any way
Yeah,
possible, but it is important to you know allow them to rest, just because you think of
yeah,
the things that they'll have to do in order to complete an investigation, and it will be. I can't imagine, because obviously I don't know, but I bet that would be heart
yeah.
wrenching for his family. So
Yeah. I mean, there's more than him. So I think because of his statute, that was, one of them. But unfortunately, there were so many that were lost in the war. Again, I can't remember the name. I'm so mad. But, like something with bring back or a better Afghan or something with. It was an order that, and there was a name for it, and that's why the soldiers were brought to Afghanistan, I believe, by the president. And so now they're looking at that. Who was the president then?
Obama.
It wasn't Obama. It was before Obama. So,
Oh, I guess that's true. So it's Bush.
so it was. Remember the Twin Towers?
Yeah,
So it
yeah,
was the aftermath of that.
yeah. So
So it
that's
was
Bush's
Bush.
fault. Man, crazy. RIP to all of our fallen soldiers, and our condolences, and our hearts go out to their families for sure. One thing that I'm no longer doing, I struggle with this, because this has been one of those weeks.
Yeah.
I no longer say I'm sending thoughts and prayers, because that don't fix shootings. Thoughts and prayers don't do nothing. I'm not gonna get on my soapbox about my status when it comes to religion, what I believe, what I don't believe. We're not tripping off that, but
Right.
the last few days, all I keep hearing is, "Oh my gosh, what an unfortunate incident. We're sending thoughts and prayers." Why don't we send all these senators, all these people, send them to the site so they can see where their lack of decision making, where the results end up? Because it don't end up in their laps. It end up in other places. It end up in these people's homes. We're talking
Yep.
about, what is it, 16, 17 children and a couple adults.
I think it was
And
19.
yeah,
19.
you're talking about people taking the L out of elementary school, bro, because some teenager, because still a teenager, has access to get assault rifles. Now listen, I don't know shit about laws. I'm gonna
Their
tell you
laws
that.
are very. I could go in there, and if I wanted to, if my part-time job, like the Green River Killer was, he had a regular job. If I was a Gary Ridgway, I could go to Texas and get a gun. They wouldn't look at me any different if I was,
Yeah,
well, I'll say white. Well, hold on. I have locks, so maybe not. But I mean, if I was clear, we'll say clear people, they might. You would get a gun. Basically, my point is, you would be able
yeah,
to get a gun. Sandy Hook. I just for reference, Sandy Hook, the only difference in the Sandy Hook that I read up on is his mom taught him about guns, bought him the guns. So she was of age, was able to buy him a gun. Totally different state. So in Texas, his parents could have bought one, but he's also able to buy one at 18.
yeah,
I think it's younger. I haven't looked up the laws, but the laws are very easy.
yeah. And I think that's the whole point people continue to make, is that there needs to be adjustments made, because you don't. there are certain things in our life where they make you jump through hoops to make like
Yeah.
simple decisions, even about your own body. Like you think about
Yep.
what girls have to go through if they want to, if they want to
Have
abort a
an
baby.
abortion.
Yeah, you have to. If you're married, you apparently I've heard that you have to ask your husband for permission. You mean you're asking a nigga
Yeah.
permission for your own body? Like, come on. But like,
And the same state is doing that
yeah,
abortion thing.
but
That's
but then
they're
like,
also the same state with that.
yeah, but then you have like kids that have access where they can just go in and it's just like you're just 18, right? I just need to look at your license, like scan the license. Yeah, you're 18.
We're not getting into a club.
Here's a rifle. Like that just seemed crazy to me because look at what the end result is. It's people continuing to lose their lives. It doesn't have to be about black versus white, children versus adult. It's simple just as this. People have access to things that they don't need. Because I'm going to be honest with you. Nobody can genuinely tell me a reason on American soil that they actually need an assault rifle. What do you need that for? You don't need that.
That's what the military
That's
has.
what I'm
Like
saying. Like
what?
you're not in a war. No matter what you think is gonna happen, I can understand. Like, oh, I copped a handgun. Okay, yeah, for protection. But
Right.
nobody actually walking on United States soil really needs an assault rifle. You don't need it
Yep.
because nobody is actually causing any of you problems like that. And most, if not all, problems can be worked out via conversation. And when you have people who are on the internet actively talking about how they want to harm people, why are you're not monitoring that? We have people who are in law enforcement, they're not monitoring any of these things. I've heard reports that they knew. They're like watching kids like this and they don't do anything. But if you're
Yep.
somebody that's like trying to sneak into another state so you can, again, we'll go back to the abort a baby type of deal. They're like keeping tabs on these people and then trying to be there to pick them up and take them to jail. Like, come on, bro. We're watching people for the wrong stuff, and we're allowing these other people to skate by, and they're doing things that's like crazy and over the top. So I know,
Yep.
talking to my grandmother today. My grandmother will be 81 years old this year.
Woo.
She lives in Buffalo, New York, and she literally was on the phone telling me today how she's getting to that point. She's tired, bro. She doesn't feel like she can even leave her house. It's impacting her health. Like all of
Mm-hmm.
these things, like all just like this is fear induced. And not just fear because of what happened in our own city, but when she thinks about the kids, when she thinks about black men, when she thinks about what's happening to women who are just like her, you know what I'm saying? Like all of these things, it make it to where she's to the point where, hey, her husband died a couple years ago. She like, what is her incentive to be here with the way people continue to act? Not my
Yep.
grandma. My grandma wasn't saying anything crazy, but at the same time, like you think
Good
about
point.
you 81 years old, you still going through all like why would you want to continue to be here? I don't blame
Makes
my
sense.
grandma, but it is what it is. We need reform. I don't know what that looks like because I don't know the ins and outs and intricacies of law and how this gun law stuff is set up. But just let's remember this one fact, because this is a fact that cannot be disputed. Several hundred years ago, a small group of white men sat in a room and wrote things down on a document. And the second thing was about guns. Just remember that. These people have set this up. That's why these people are fighting so hard against reform. Because the
Mm-hmm.
second thing ever written down on paper with these bozo ass niggas is about guns. They want people to have guns. And guns do what for rich people? They help maintain business.
Yep.
Y'all can yell and scream all you want, and you can run up to Ted Cruz and Mitch McConnell and these sorry ass niggas like that. You can beg and plead, come on guys, help us change this shit. They're laughing at you because if they change
They don't care.
it make their pockets lighten up a little bit, and they're not gonna let that happen because for them, they need the money because the money gives you access to power. Once you have power, your family can eat forever. You and your brethren can eat forever. They can't afford to stop those types of things. That's why
Nope.
none of this shit ever changes. They do a little bit here and there to make everybody shut the fuck up and be happy for a couple of weeks, and then look what happens. It's the same old stuff. And that's why I say, even like on one of the last shows we talked about, like, I mean, like I said, I'm still supporting any and everybody who wants to protest, do all these things, but like, at what point do y'all get tired of screaming at the same people for the same things while they sit back and they don't do anything about it? Police reform could happen if they really wanted it to. Gun reform could happen if they really wanted it to. There is no reason why these men should be making decisions about women's bodies. But look at this stuff, bro. These people they don't care about me. They don't care about you. They don't care about your family members. They don't care about none of that shit. They care about making sure that they can own 300-foot yachts, eat caviar on Sundays, and send their kids to fucking private schools. They don't go through these problems like everybody else, and it makes it to where they don't care. They just don't care.
Nope.
Sad stuff, man. But hopefully we'll get some. You still gotta remain hopeful. So hopefully we get some change soon. I know even my grandmother at 81 still hopeful for change. I love that woman. I respect that because I'm
already like.
I'm like, that's what I said. I was like, you better than me because I've already given up on these niggas. Like, I already know what it is. They don't care.
They're out front with it. That's what I'm saying. They're in the front. They're saying it out loud. Like,
exactly.
They're blatantly showing it now. So it's really like, I don't say I'm not hopeful, but I definitely just don't. I don't hold my breath, and I don't think that something something that's more, not just racism, but there are a lot of things that are so embedded in the system. I just don't think it'll fully go away. If it does, I'd have to be dead and gone.
It's
for
okay. You can say it. It won't ever change. We can say it. I don't feel like we should. This ain't. It's not Voldemort.
It might get
Nobody
better,
needs to be afraid to say the motherfucking words that it's not. Nothing will change. It only gets better because they do enough to appease us, and then something else shitty happens, or they it's like throwing crumbs on the ground. You throw a little crumb on the ground, niggas start eating it up, and then you can go back over here and do whatever it is you got to do.
Yeah,
bro. They sit around and they laugh about this stuff because think about it. I'm telling.
Of course.
Grandma's 81. She's seeing the same stuff on repeat. It's on repeat. This is how they want it to be.
And she still has that hopeful thought that was given to her back in 1960 something with MLK. I'm sorry.
And that's my next point is you got to think about this. Even when you have people who will push these MFs to the brink, what happens to them? They all get killed. Everybody who speaks out gets killed.
Yep.
And I'm not saying don't speak out because speak out every single time. But understand that once you start to get too close, you'll know it because then you'll get killed. Well, everyone will know it.
You will die.
That's what I'm saying. Because that's what they do, bro. That's how. Think about it. Just think about it from the start. White people show up and they have Native Americans. How do they convince them to give up everything that they got? They act friendly. They give a little bit. And then what they do is they try to implement their system on you. When you resist, they kill you. And everybody who don't get killed, they get moved somewhere. So then you have to go do what they want to do. Ain't nothing changed. They've been doing this stuff. And
they change how it looks, but it's the same.
Exactly. That's all it is. It just has a different,
more modern.
It has a different fucking jacket on, a different pair of pants on, a different sweater on, but it's the same motherfucker inside that fucking outfit. These same greasy ass people that they only want a certain amount of people to live happy lives while being on this planet. And I know this shit sounds real fucking, pessimistic, like whatever you want to call it. It's negative. It's all these things. But I'm keeping it real with y'all. These niggas don't care, bro. They don't care. The world is unkind, and it don't be getting fixed. And then we're you know what's funny? People be yelling out USA #1 because we're bottom tier, bro. It looks.
They laugh at us. Other countries laugh at us.
Yes, exactly. We get laughed at every fucking day because the people over here are just greasy, bro. That's what it is. They're greasy, horrible humans. All right, let's get off the negative stuff. I want to tell y'all something. So again, my grandmother's amazing. My grandmother sounded very disappointed in me today when I told her that I was not planning to have children or be a father. And I know a lot of y'all who watch this, you're going to be like, wait, what?
You don't want to sow your seeds?
You always talked about how you wanted to be a father. Yes, you're right. I did. Then over the last couple of years, I've just come to the conclusion No. I'm not even going to give any reason. It has nothing to do with the actual kids themselves. Some of it is why I have to bring them to this bullshit. Some of it is I don't. And then a lot of it is just no. Which I know sounds crazy.
I had a white coworker tell me, and I never said I didn't. I just said, man, the way the world is. This was before. This was like at least a month or two ago. Not to say the world isn't bad already, but at this time, none of these shootings happened, even though there have been before. But either way, I was talking about, kids like, yeah, the way the world is, I'm okay with, okay, I want kids, but I don't want them that bad. And the way the world is today, I'm just like, I'm telling her, like, I said, if I never have kids, if I don't, I said, I need certain things. I need to have a partner. And that means marriage, a stable family, a positive, mentally, physically, like, not to say it has to be perfect, but I said all these things. And she's like, yeah, I understand. I mean, I get scared, and she's white. But don't let that, you could be raising the next president, and you could be raising the next scientist that cures cancer, and you could be doing this and all of these things. And I'm thinking to myself, you have a whole different outlook on life, whereas a black woman who prefers black men, who's going to marry a black person or nothing at all, I've already decided on that, I'm going to have a black child. But your white children, you could be raising them. I let my daughter paint. I let my daughter paint on the ground. Like, she shows me a picture, the cutest thing ever. I let her paint, and it's like paint that you can like wash off. It's not like permanent, but she like has her feet in the paint. She's just being, my husband hates it that I'm like this and that. All these stories.
Yeah, everybody's got a million stories, and listen.
But I'm like, at your view, your outside view. Your view on your end is your view.
Yeah, that's what people tend to forget, and it's not even like a kids.
It's different for me.
Thing. It's a simple. It's just this, like, you have your children, and so your view of life is for you and your family.
Well, and I mean, it's really more like you're white. Like, just be honest about your way to your whiteness gives you this. Oh, don't let that stop you. And I'm like, for us,
where
it's
your thought process is different.
We have a different process, honey, and I know you've seen my boyfriend, and I got locked, so I'm not the same. Like, there's a difference.
Yeah, because I mean, even
and so it's. I get what she was trying to say.
And stuff like you can push. Oh yeah, you can tell your kids you can be anything that you want to be, and that's 100% true. You can for sure be anything you want to be.
But I also have to have different conversations with them,
and you got to be realistic about it. Like, let's be for real. No, you absolutely cannot be anything you want to be. That's not how any of this shit out here works. Because if that was the case, I would be in the league right now because I just want it, because I want to be in the NBA.
I would be in the WNBA,
and they would be like, "Yeah, because you want to be here, sure." That's not how none of this shit works. Everybody you have to do a lot to get to some of the highest points, but we have these little infrastructures that make that shit significantly easier for people based on their color, their class, and also because everything ultimately is about who you know. So.
There that is.
People can tell you all the time, like, and that's the one thing. Like, I started just shutting people down in these conversations when they oh, do you have any kids? I say no. Oh, are you planning to have kids? No. I'm like, but why not? And they say it like, is that my fucking job to be here to have fucking children? Like, no disrespect, because kids are great. I've been a child once. I know I was a handful of joy. I also have worked with kids and worked in child development and teaching all these things since I was 16 years old. I'm going to be 36 in 2 months. So I've spent plenty of time around y'all's kids, other badass kids, really good
y'all's kids.
I've done all that. And I'm going to tell you like this. y'all can say what you want, but having kids is not the only reason why
that
you
we
are here. That's
live.
what I'm saying, bro. Like, and that's what people think. They think, oh, if you're not having kids, like, oh, you must not have a good life. No, nigga, I have a great life because guess what? I get to come home and do whatever the
I
fuck
don't
I want to
have
do.
kids.
Why you only get to do what you want to do when you're taking a shit on the toilet or when you have time 5 minutes to go out into the garage and yell and scream into the car because these little rugrats are driving you crazy and you having problems with your partner behind all that shit. I don't have those issues. And again, it's no disrespect to anybody that has kids because I think kids are great. They're amazing. Let's teach
They're the
them, help
future.
mold them. Yeah, I mean, all that
They're
stuff
the
is true.
future.
But at the same time, I just feel the way I feel. So, like,
And it's a choice. You have that
yeah,
choice.
exactly. Everything is about choice because that's the thing that people forget. And I'm going to keep saying this on every episode if I have to. Everything out here is a suggestion. Nobody actually can tell you what to do. Yes, I know you're gonna be like, that's stupid because we have laws and you can go to jail. No, I get that. But again, think about that. Does anybody own this place? Who actually has the deed to Earth? Show it to me. Show me where a nigga has on paper that says he owns this shit.
Genesis.
And you can go to that, but again, there's no human being walking Earth right now that has the title to Earth.
Well,
Nor
he
the
did
title.
like 4,000 years ago.
But my
my
point of all this is just saying, like, people start to trip out and they're like, oh my god, I can't believe you're not doing all of these things
You don't want
we're
to do what everyone
required
else
to
is
do.
doing?
Yeah,
Oh my
like, come on,
god.
man.
No.
It is what it is. Everybody do their thing. Listen, I know if my grandmother was actually mad, she would have said something to me. But it was just the way when I said, I don't know, Grandma, I don't think I'm having children. And she goes, oh.
Like, it's so hurtful.
What do you mean? Oh.
Didn't it hit you? It was like, ooh, wait.
In that moment, I was like, okay, what else can we talk about? Let me switch.
So, Grandma.
Yeah, because then she immediately was like, well, because of Gabby is my sister. Shout out to Gabby. Gabby's always in the chat, leaving comments on the page. But Gabby's about to pop. She's about to have another baby. So
nice.
We immediately start talking about that. I'm like, yeah, talk about my sister and her.
The people that have kids.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Let's talk about them.
Yeah, and then she asked about, my best friend, my brother. She's like, oh, what's he been up to? I'm like, I don't know. I haven't talked to him because he's raising his kids. Like,
he has no time.
That's what I'm saying. I'm over here. I'm trying to figure out how I can get better at video games.
And laundry.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like I have laundry down pat. I've been doing laundry since I was 4. And finally, y'all switched to what I had been doing for the last 35 years, which is using cold water for everything. That just became cool recently. Now all the companies are like, wash all your clothes in cold water. I'm like, I was already doing that. Niggas
we were taught to do that. I was taught to do that.
That's what I'm saying. That's how I always did laundry. Now people are like, oh, you don't have to use hot water when you wash your clothes. Wash them in cold water. And I'm like, oh.
You never use hot water because it won't get out.
I'm telling you, there are a lot of people that wash their clothes strictly in hot water. And then even companies would tell you, like, when you use their detergent, the best way to maximize its value is by using hot water, which I guess makes sense. We wash our hands in hot water. You take hot showers. You want to clean all the germs, but, like, then your clothes are shrinking, fucked up, all this type of stuff. And I'm like, I just use cold water. And colors stay good. Everything stays good. Clothes lasted for years. And now all these companies are like, guess what? You can use our detergent and you only have to use cold water. Help yourself save some money. Da 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 da. I'm like, nigga.
Before it was to get you to continue to buy it because you have to.
Exactly. Because everything out here is a finesse.
Yes. Use us finesse.
Trying to finesse.
Laundry detergent.
All right. Real quick while we have a little bit of time left. Let's get into, is this a game? Do we call this a game? I just don't know.
I mean,
I'm gonna let you do your thing. Welcome to the game. We're gonna have to come up with a name for this, even though there's already a name for it. We're gonna do like everybody else does: steal somebody else's shit, put a different name on it, and then do it on
and make it so.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so this one was better. The first site. I want to know what is that. Okay. I don't know what's on my phone right now. Okay. Ooh. I'm gonna jump around.
That's fine. Let's get into it.
Okay. Netflix or Hulu?
All right. Do I need to provide explanations?
No, it
All
depends on
right.
what you
Just
say. I might want
Hulu.
an answer, or you can explain Netflix or Hulu.
Hulu.
Art museum or history museum?
History.
Why on that one? I'm sorry.
So history to me is always interesting because it's sometimes it's a fun way to find out, like,
How messed up we are.
not necessarily how messed up
I'm
we are,
joking.
but just how, like, people think, oh, we're so different from this generation, that generation, but then you find out it's all the same. It just, like,
Yeah.
again, it's just technology advances a little bit, our clothes look a little bit different, the way we walk and talk, phrases are a little bit different, but for the most part everybody's doing the same shit that they used to do.
And it revolves, like clothing from back then is coming back. It's all
Yeah,
like,
everything kind of makes it, because everything has to come full circle. So, like, with
yeah,
history, it's all, it's just like war stuff is interesting, like, these
yeah.
documentaries that you see. I mean, anything on the History Channel is kind of cool. So yeah, always history over art, because art, the whole time I'm just like, y'all niggas really paying 1.3 million for this.
I
Like,
did go to the Van Gogh, and I wasn't supposed to, but the way that it was set up, we could just walk in.
was it popping in there? See, I just don't, I'm not an art guy,
No,
like.
no. The only cool thing was the room that had the story on all the wall. Like, it had this immersive experience where you sat in this circle, but the floor had colors coming out. Like, that was the only thing meaningful, and even that I would have fallen asleep on. But that was cool for about 10 minutes, and then I said, "Okay, I'm falling asleep."
Right. And you know what's crazy?
But
We were probably, like, people are gonna listen to this one day and they're gonna be like, yo, they're being mad disrespectful to all these artists. And I'm like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
it's just not my preference.
Shout out to y'all for doing art, but I don't know how to see where y'all's talent actually is in the art game.
No,
Cause to me it just looks like y'all are just painting. Like, you probably having fun, but
right?
like when people are like, "Oh my
Yeah,
God, this artist they're phenomenal," and look at this
yeah.
exquisite painting, and
Oh my god,
I'm like, yeah, this is
this
cool. Like, but
we
like,
were
I don't know,
there.
I can't see it.
Funny because they had the Dino Alive experience and Van Gogh in the same building, but blocked off by a curtain. I Listen, we
Like,
paid for one, got two, and I'm glad we didn't pay
double
for the other
feature.
one. And we were walking through, and there was this couple rubbing on each other, and they were just staring at this picture. And so my boyfriend was literally about to
What
walk
the?
and cut off their view, and I was like, no. And I literally was
Nah.
like, you don't interrupt their experience. And he's literally, they
Listen,
even laughed. It
you
was
gotta
hilarious. No, I did it
listen.
on purpose.
Some of these people are in there. They're in there jerking off to the art. You gotta let them finish. All right.
Like, no, it was funny because I'm like, what's this rubbing thing they're doing? Like, it was very deep, and
That
I was
doesn't
like
sound good.
I was being funny because I was like, no, Maurice, you can't interrupt their view.
That's
And
so
he was
funny.
like, oh, I'm so sorry, because he's New York. He has no understanding of that. And I'm like, you can't do that. And they heard me because it was so quiet in there. Like, there's no
Yeah,
music, there's
that's the
nothing
other thing.
happening.
It's too quiet in there. Like, I'm
Yeah,
somebody who really likes to be quiet, but I don't want to be quiet when there's no
in a
noise
quiet
in the room.
room.
Yeah, that's corny
Yeah,
to me. Because
yeah,
while we're on punishment, and the
right.
crazy thing is, it's like, it's not like they're in there painting artwork while we're walking through. I can
It's
understand if
already
I was
done.
distracting people. It's just hanging up in there. Like, does the volume of my voice impact the value of the art? I don't know. All right,
I definitely
next
interrupted
thing.
them. Yeah.
Next thing.
Um, to owe money or owe a favor?
Like, what? Like, which one do I despise the most, or
Yeah,
which one do I
would you rather owe
prefer?
someone money or would you rather owe someone a favor?
Um, I mean, I guess a favor, but I feel like
Okay.
there's people that I've owed money to before, and you just try to do everything you can to pay it back, unless you're a broke nigga. But
Yeah.
favors are tough though, because then, like, when you trade favors,
Yeah.
this is what people do. Like, I'll be like, hey, can you drive me up the street real quick? That's a quick favor. And then they were like,
Yes.
yo, I really need you to hold me down on this one. And their favor is like, I need you to walk 300 blocks with me. That I
Yep.
can't do.
Yeah. You don't want to owe a favor. If you owe money,
Yeah,
you can give the
just
money
money,
and then
just give
it's
the money
done.
back. Yeah, it's done. Okay, I like that one
That's a
better.
good one. That's a good one. Um. Ooh, camping or glamping. In other words, are you literally camping, or do you have like? Is there a bathroom? Like, are you literally? You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I
Yeah.
know what you're talking about. So for me, oof, I'm not doing neither of these. but if I had to choose one, because I have been camping before, but I haven't camped since I was a kid.
Yes.
I am somebody that it's hard for me to imagine me surviving without having toilet paper and
Mm-hmm.
privacy. Cause I need at least 45 minutes to look at memes, be on the internet,
Yes.
and drop a deuce. So when people are like, "Yo, why
Yes.
you so up so early posting on IG, nigga?" That's when I'm
I'm on
taking
the
the shit.
toilet.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm on the toilet.
At 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm deucing.
Yep.
I need the glamorous camping life.
Yeah.
I need like a full blown tent with all the things you get from IKEA, portable
Yes.
everything, batteries. I need all that. But regular camping,
I'm
like
with it.
a tent, like just you and a tent, no. The only time I did that was when I was like basically living homeless. Because that's kind of like you're camping, you never know when
You're
you gotta
homeless.
take a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about as close as I came to like actual real camping. Because even the few times I
Yeah.
went camping as a kid, I still was in the car kicking it. So it's like,
Right, and then we didn't
yeah,
care for those things as much. So if we
yeah,
were,
nah.
yeah,
Nah,
yeah,
coming up, I was always kind of taught that like camping. I know that black people camp, so I'm gonna say this, and y'all don't have to try to come for me because I already know. So shut it up. But I was taught as a young kid that like camping stuff like that, that's white people shit.
uh-huh.
So like for me, I never was a fan of camping because I don't understand it. Like we were just outside. I don't mind being outside, but we're sleeping out here too.
Right.
I
We're not
don't,
going
yeah, I'm
home.
not comprehending that because we came from a home. We barely have a home. Now we outside. Do we
Right.
live? We live here now, especially with the amount that we moved around. I thought when we went on that camping trip, I'm like, so this is where we stay now. We got evicted again.
Right.
It kind of puts a little different type of fear into you. So I don't do all the camping stuff, but I don't know. People say it can be fun. I know one of my work homies right now. Like he was hyped up. Shout out to my guy. But he went on a camping trip. He was super hyped. It's just him and his dog. 4 days. He's just gonna be getting after it. And I'm like, yo, I love that for you. But I just know me, I can't do that because even after I get done with this, I gotta go pick up the Target order. I gotta play video games. I gotta eat. You know what I'm saying? I can't just be
I got to
eating
do some
hot
real
dogs. That's
stuff.
what I'm saying, man. I don't know. All right, what's the next one?
Uh, ooh, lose sleep or skip a meal.
Now I know a lot of y'all only see my face or like the shoulders and up. But if you see me in real life, you know I've never missed a meal.
No, we don't miss me. If we miss, I support this. I support your decision to pick that one. So you're gonna lose
Yeah.
sleep then.
I don't know though, cause like as I get older, sleep is very valuable.
Yes.
Cause like I need it, and I only get about 6 hours every night. My body is just like, no, we ready, and I'd be like, nah, I ain't ready for shit, my boy. But you gotta go. So I
Yes.
need the sleep. Yeah,
So you're gonna skip a meal.
I will have to at this point now that I'm older.
Okay.
But I didn't skip a
Mm.
lot of meals coming up.
Yeah, we 8 people at a house and home. Yes. Um, sweating or shivering, hot or cold, basically.
Oof, that's tough. Cause I feel like I think I'd rather shiver because you could put a jacket on, even though people see you kind of shaking and you can
Mm-hmm.
acknowledge that you're cold. There's just something like the feeling that you get when you're sweating, and especially if you're a
Yeah.
big guy like me, when you get
Yeah.
streaks on your shirt and then you gotta walk past a group of like really like some baddies, but you got sweat
Yeah.
marks all on your back. Like, nah, that's not the move at all. But some
Yeah.
people act like they don't care about that. I'm gonna say I care about being out in public and being drenched in sweat and not
And
doing a
that breeds
workout.
messy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're not working out, you're not doing none of that. Why are we sweating? Again, everything I'm saying about the sweat thing, about the camping thing,
Yeah.
all of this just proves that I will never make it if there's a like apocalypse type of situation. Because the second the
No.
power goes out, it's it. I'm just gonna go
That's
to the
it.
roof and just let the sun take me. Sweat it out.
Sweat it out. Oh my god. Ooh.
Uh oh, here we go. There's something gonna be juicy.
That's an easy one. I'm not gonna do that one.
Or what was it? How do we know it's easy?
Ambition or comfort?
What do you mean?
Right? Isn't that kind of like?
But like, I don't know. I need more.
You can have both, right?
Like ambition or comfort. Like, what do you mean? Like you want to?
Well, ambition breeds getting out of your comfort zone. Sometimes.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know. I'm getting old. I prefer my comfort now.
I know. Comfort is kind of like,
Yeah.
you gotta have to balance it out if you're gonna be ambitious at this point, because we live on our own. So I feel like, as a kid, yeah, I want to do basketball, mom. I'm gonna do this. They're gonna pay. Hopefully, if they have the money, right, they'll pay for your shoes and your practice. But as an adult, so we gotta have balance. So I'm not gonna be always gonna be ambitious. Every day I get up, I'm not ambitious. There's some days where I'm like, don't care.
Once you get older, every day you need to get up and be productive, handle your business. But like
the bare minimum though.
Like yeah, when people are like, yo, you got to be out here every day hustling, every day grinding, every day doing this. I'm like, yeah, I guess to like a certain degree, but like
I deserve time off,
man. Like that's what I'm saying. Like and that's why a lot of niggas die young, because they be stressing themselves out trying to chase bags that do exist, but like they're far, far away from you. And like if you don't allow yourself to rest and be comfortable to some degree,
you have to.
You're gonna let life just pass you by, so that gets tough. But yeah, so that wasn't a super easy one, because it's
okay.
Yeah, but
when I said it out loud, I guess reading it was one way. Yeah. So,
all right, let's do two more. We'll get two more good ones.
Ooh,
we need to have something nasty for the freaks that watch the show.
Okay. Okay. Well, this one's not nasty. Well, it could end up this way. Give a ride or hitch a ride?
So I'm gonna tell you like this. When I was young, I didn't get my license until I was 18, but like I know a life of depending on rides. Also, once I even got my license, most of the cars that I was able to purchase on my own barely ever worked. So I was always looking for rides. Depending on people is a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So, but it also turned me into the type of person why people go, why do you drive such a small car? Because I don't want to give you niggas a ride nowhere. It makes it easy. I don't have any room. I can park the car anywhere because it's compact. And again, I don't have any room.
I don't have any room.
So, and if you were to ask me, would I rather hitch a ride or like give somebody a ride? No, I don't want to do either. I want to have my own car.
I want to have my own car. Okay.
Yeah, I need to have my own car. I don't know. Hitching a ride ain't that bad. I ain't finna be outside with my thumb out or no shit like that though.
No,
that's crazy. I guess technically we hitch rides now. We just you pull up your Uber app. That's like the same thing, but you gotta pay for that. You gotta
basically, yeah. If you don't have a ride, you can just do that.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. These are nasty.
Okay, let's get it.
There's a lot of options.
We'll pick two good nasty ones. We'll just do three. We'll do three.
Oh God.
For the freaks that watch the show, freaks come out at night. Why?
They do at 2:00.
It is. We're recording this in the afternoon session.
Yes. The privacy of your home or a spot outdoors?
To to clap cheeks,
Mm-hmm.
always inside. But here's my reasoning. I'm not opposed to outdoor sex, but we now live in a time where there is nowhere that you can have sex outside unless you have a backyard without ending up like being a registered sex offender. Because almost everywhere is within 500 feet of a school or 500 feet of a hospital or 500 feet of a city building. Like, and those all result in like charges. It's not worth it. Plus, I'm easily seen. I'm a big person, not the biggest, but as far I'm 6'4", fat. Like they're gonna see me. Who did it? That big nigga over there. Like there's no getting away from that. And I don't pull my pants up very quick. I gotta take time to get it over. That's what I'm saying. You can't run away quick. Can't do nothing. I'd rather just be inside. I can be butt ass naked indoors. I can do my thing, scream and shout. Bop bop bop. All the little things.
I'm so glad I'm not answering these questions. Because you're saying no, and I'm literally like looking at the camera like, but from experience, you can.
I know you. I know that you can do all this stuff outside. I've had experiences.
But you
outdoors.
just prefer inside.
Believe it or not, the very first time, when I lost my virginity was outside. So then I was sweating, had streaks on my shirt, didn't like that, and I was having to. Another time, my mom watches this show.
I'm literally like,
I don't care.
Literally going back to like 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, it's possible. It's possible.
Oh my god, no, it definitely is possible. I gotta be indoors though. Oh my gosh, we're wilding. All right, next one.
No, I'm definitely wilded.
I'm dead. Turn up, Sasha.
Oh, be teased orally or by touch.
Oof.
Oh, I can't wait for the next one.
It's dead. I don't know. If I absolutely have to be teased, just a little bit of touching. Because if it's the other thing, then I'm gonna be like, yo,
that's it.
What's up?
Right, like that's it.
Can't be.
It's not a teaser at that point.
That's what I'm
right?
saying. Like, because then if it goes from just kidding, I was teasing, I'm gonna be like, what? You already had the whole. Never mind.
I mean, you might as well just finish it off.
Oh, we're doing way too much on the show. Again, this is Lunchtime TV. This is not for your kids either. Don't have your children watching this.
You want the third one?
Let's hear. This is our last one.
Oh, this one's for women. I don't want that one. Oh God, we're not.
You gotta answer at least one. Ask yourself the question.
Well, okay. You said 3, so we'll do 3 and then me.
All right.
I mean, that's what she said. Oh God. 3 and then me. Like what?
We'll do 3 and then me. I love it.
Okay. Now this one, don't you lie. We're adults.
I don't got nothing to hide on here.
Have period sex or wait until it's over.
So this is my thing. This is why you do this shit at the cribbo. Put a towel down, hit the shower afterwards. As long as it can't be a heavy day. But if your girl is like, yo, what's up? What fuck I look like being like, no. And I know a lot of niggas that do that. That's your personal preference. I don't really care, man.
The heavy days are really gross.
Yeah,
it's really gross.
I don't want to do a super heavy day, but if you're like, listen, I'm on day 4 and I need it, put a towel down. We can
that 3rd and 4th day, man. It's golden there. We can just have a little, it's okay.
We can clean each other off. Like, come on.
Right. I mean, it's life. If I need it, if you need it, then let me give you what you need.
Listen,
okay?
I'll tell y'all this. If y'all are listening and when I said that, you went, oh my God, couldn't be me, but you eat ass. Think about what you're saying. You won't have period sex, but you'll eat poop out of a butt.
God. Oh my god. Oh my
Y'all gotta
god.
stop fronting, man. Because listen,
No, it's
all
a
of these
thing.
things
Like
are nasty. But I hear
when you're,
stories about it all
especially
the
if you're in
time.
a if you're in a relationship,
That's what I'm
at some
saying.
point it's happening.
Yeah. Listen, because that's the one thing I learned as a young kid. Most girls are like at top level horniest when they're on their period. A lot
Yeah.
of them are.
Actually, yeah, you're well, the thing about it sucks is we feel gross. Like I really don't feel well on my cycle. I don't feel well. So yes, it's a different, the sex is probably, heightened a little bit, but our internal feeling is we feel gross. But so the first and second day, don't touch me, don't talk to me. I need
Yeah.
help. I'm crying. I'm in the fetal position, right? Third and fourth
And day
day,
3 and 4
let's
hit, yo. That's what I'm
go.
saying. I listen again because I'm getting up there in age. I've dealt with some people, and some of
Yeah,
them. And now I'm not saying monsters in a bad way, but they become sex monsters. I'll be like, wait, aren't
yeah,
you? Aren't you on the? This ain't on flow here. It doesn't matter. I need it. That's how they be
yeah.
sounding, like little gremlins and shit. But yeah, man. Listen, I know a lot of y'all are scoffing at this, but listen, if your girl wants it, like again, because if you say no, they keep on saying no, and then
On the period, like,
that's
yeah,
what I'm
you
saying.
can't say no.
You keep on saying no to your girl, and then you're gonna be wondering why is she hanging out with Miguel again. I thought Miguel was just her trainer because Miguel will smash those cheeks
And it's once a
while she's on
month.
her period.
Once a month.
Exactly. All right, here's the last one. This one's for you. Let's hear it.
You're supposed to find one.
Oh, I wasn't even looking. I'm just enjoying answering
That's
these
okay.
questions.
I just have to be careful. Um, um,
Oh man. What is that, Jeopardy?
yeah, it is.
Listen, you're gonna have to
Okay,
give
okay,
up
okay, okay. I got it,
some
I
of
got it,
this
I got it.
info. Don't be too scared now, but we don't want you to get in
Showers.
trouble.
Okay. I got it. Um, well, I don't like that one, but okay, I'll just do it. So, ew. Uh,
I'm dead.
ru-
She can't even read them
oh,
now.
okay. I got it. Have sex in a public bathroom or public park.
Go ahead. Let's hear your answer. Yo, you are wild if you say park.
But I've done both, so I don't know what my preference. If I had to pick, I would say only reason I don't do public bathrooms is naturally I don't like public bathrooms. So
Yeah.
when we have it, depend. Even both of us, we had to actually look at them first. It didn't matter how excited we were ready. It don't matter how hard he was. We had to check out the bathroom, both of us. If it looked nasty, we were like, "We'll
Oh
just
my
wait."
gosh. I mean,
It
aren't
literally.
all public bathrooms nasty unless you're like
Well,
in a rich white neighborhood? Because
but here's
maintenance goes
one
out there every
time.
day to clean that.
One time, it was at the zoo, and it was in the kids area, and
Y'all see what I'm saying? This is how you end up with charges.
I didn't do. No, look, that bathroom. The only reason I went in there is because they had a metal railing, and there were gloves available. Other than that, I would not have done it unless and I don't know why my
A
boyfriend had
metal
gloves.
rail.
I don't know why, but he was like, "Babe, put these gloves on and just bend over." Like, oh, it like. And when I tell you,
Gloves.
well,
Just all right. Let's get it. I hope they were like
he has gloves because
dishwashing rubber gloves. That would have made the story even sweeter.
it was definitely hospital gloves, though.
Just in case. Yeah, get the
Yeah.
latex condom, latex gloves. I stay prepared.
Right. And so that's the thing. The bathroom thing, there's too much of checking and all that. A park, If there's a tree, fine, we're good.
You listen. So it's been determined that Sasha's a bit of a risk taker because when I hear park, I'm thinking you're talking.
Well, at night, only at night,
even at night. Still, see, that's when I wouldn't want to do it because there are all type of creatures and stuff out there. I don't want no possum biting me.
Well, not that. Okay, it was like okay. We don't just pick any park. We just don't be like, ooh, no. But
not any
park. Okay, so in Tukwila, Tukwila, where there's an industrial district, that interurban highway, and there's those businesses, and there's like a median. That's a little park area. I
mean, so now I know exactly where this has happened because I live in Tukwila by the. I
know, that's why I'm saying I know you know. That's why I'm like, that's not exactly a park, but like the park view is there, and there's grass, and there's like an actual. No, there is a park because it has like a walking. There's like benches, there's rocks and everything. The rocks can be used as a holster. I mean, make it work. I'm just saying,
this
parks
is our best show so far.
Parks are just, for me, at least I know. Like, I mean, I don't know, but and there's a lot of lighting over there in Tukwila where I'm talking about. So we're not in the night.
Listen, it's Tukwila. Police presence isn't great, and so
no.
you're likely to get away with something. So okay, so I know I've been scoffing at the stuff. I will say. There is another little park area in Tukwila. And I used to have some meetups over there with a shorty when I first moved here. But yeah. And I always thought that was kind of weird. Just be in the car kicking it. And then I'd be like, why I'm too old to be at the park doing this. But
right.
It is what it is, man.
It was pretty easy. I mean, he came around, pants down. I'm like, bro, what? But
park
there's no one there.
Yeah. I tell people this. You need to have some wild experiences in life. If you can do it and not get caught, do your thing. Daytime stuff at heavily populated areas, that's not a smart move for you. That's how you
depends, but yes.
Charges. Yeah, I mean, if you could sneak off and hide somewhere, yeah. But I'm talking about, listen, I know two people who back home, these were two friends of mine, were arrested, booked, and charged for literally just being at the beach and fucking in the water. And people caught them, and I'm talking about they were walked out with the handcuffs. They were in the newspaper. Man. Like, yo,
people
it ain't worth it all the time.
It isn't, but I will say, if you think about it, the on-ramp on a freeway, off-ramp on a freeway, no one can stop. They're going at least 40 miles an hour. You could get it in quickly. A cop even passed us, and we had to be like, okay, we got to finish up here. Because he could probably come around and figure out what would happen. Yeah. But if you're thinking of, like, if you're on a regular freeway, and there's a ramp that goes to another freeway, because they're still speeding. Think about it. They're just still speeding. I mean, no one's gonna... But you still have to be mindful.
It's not the area that she's speaking of, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, if you are looking to come visit the greater Seattle area and you need a place to hook up outside, go to Tukwila. There are several parks at your disposal where nobody is around. Again,
literally,
it's not a heavily populated area with police presence because the cops over here don't care about nothing.
No.
Yeah, you can get away with a lot of stuff over here, and maybe
Tukwila is great.
Listen, what happens in Tukwila stays in Tukwila, unless it ends up near me, and then we talk about it on this show because then we're gonna laugh about it. So, well, again, I think this has been our best show so far. I mean, we'll have to do this every week. Pick this or pick that. I think this is funny. And so before we go, we don't want people thinking that we're just jocking without giving credit. You saw this idea where? Remind me again.
R&B veteran.
Tank. I love you announce him. R&B veteran. I love that. Tank. Tank's a boss. Shout out to Tank.
Yes, he had. He was invited to be on the Drink Champs podcast, if I remember the name.
Noriega and I forget his boy's name. My apologies, but yeah, Nori's on that. They have a lot of people go on that show.
Really good interviews,
Yeah, really
really
good.
good conversations.
Absolutely.
A lot of people are saying Tanks was the best. I didn't say it first, but
I'm gonna have to check that out. I've literally only seen clips. I mean, the ones that
yeah,
go the most viral, the game one was pretty crazy. The
yeah,
Kanye West one was pretty crazy.
it was
I just saw clips of one the other day that was kind of wild.
that the one that the reason
Yeah,
that
what
think
was
Tank
it?
only reason
But
Tank went viral is because he said people thought he was trying to diss Beyonce while because he said Kelly was the most talented, but he was only able to see Kelly after the group dispersed. And so, of course, people blew up about that.
I
But
mean, that's not a. That's not, I don't feel like that's even an unpopular opinion. I am somebody who's
yeah,
on record saying I thought Kelly was the best one in the group. And I'll be honest with you. I think what Beyonce was able to do was capitalize at the perfect time. But like,
yeah.
I don't know. Like,
Well, and
Halo
Beyonce
is
has
one of my
admitted,
favorite songs, but she's not the greatest of all time like y'all think.
right? Well,
She's not on my
and think
top
about
three in R&B for
and
female
the
singers.
thing about it is people also don't remember how Beyonce fired her dad. Why did she fire him? Do you if people actually look at the
I
concerts
don't
that they had,
remember.
so Destiny's Child's concerts was tailored because guess who was their manager? Beyonce's dad. And so it's not to knock Beyonce's ability at all, but Beyonce's dad tailored as their manager, tailored things for his daughter. And she admits it. She says that. She had to fire him for that reason. And so when
I didn't know
their
that.
one of their last concerts when they came out with their last album, I watched that concert. This was when they all had singles, right? So they all performed that concert at that album, right?
And this is
That
the
Losing My
second
Breath.
variation of the group, not the first Destiny's Child. You're talking about the
No, this is
second.
the in
This is
the
Beyonce,
second.
Kelly, Michelle, not the
Right.
four of them. Gotcha.
Right. And so when they had broken up but came back for that one album, right? And then they went on tour about that album, that Lose My Breath, you know,
Yeah.
they they all had singles. And so what happened was they all performed and then Beyonce goes first to perform her singles. Singles. She performed for like 20 minutes. I'm rough estimating, right? She performed multiple singles. She had a slew of dancers. She walked up on this big stage that was rolled out for her. Her
That's
outfit
crazy.
changes, right? Right? Kelly, maybe 5. She only performed like maybe 2 songs. Then Michelle only performed 1.
Michelle
It
receives a lot of hate, but like, I don't
right,
know.
all of
She
them
wasn't
got
bad.
less than because of Beyonce and her dad, and Beyonce's young, and so they all got paid. So none of them have hatred or anything about it. I've heard them all say, there's no hatred or anything, but a lot of things were tailored for Beyonce, and so when you break them
Yeah,
up,
absolutely.
and when you break them up, and you see Kelly is thriving when it comes to out of country, they love Kelly. She's toured in all these
Yeah,
different
because
countries.
it's weird how here and I feel like in the States, like I know more people who think Kelly is trash than actually like her, which is so weird to me. Because I'll be like,
Yep,
are we listening
they
to
go
the
off
same
mainstream.
Kelly Rowland? Like, yeah, and that's exactly what it probably is. Is they're like, well, Beyonce has all these #1 hits. I'm like, I don't know,
And
man. We gotta be realistic and logical
right,
about how this works. Beyonce was
right.
able to capitalize on opportunities. She's an excellent performer. I've
She
always
is.
said
Oh
it.
my
She's a
god.
great performer. But when you talk about can she sing? Yes, she can sing. A lot of people can sing. But does she sing like Whitney? Fuck no. I've always said this. If Aaliyah doesn't die in a plane crash, she wouldn't be that great because
No.
Aaliyah would be pumping out a new album every single year, and it would
Yep.
be fire every single year. She was
Yep.
already the singer and the actress. She like
Yep.
Beyonce's great, but also something that helps her is like, listen, man, you get on a record like Bonnie and Clyde, you're doing records with Jay-Z, and then you have songs like Halo and all these things. Like Halo's a great record.
Yep.
Beyonce's amazing. No one should ever get that twisted, and a wonderful performer. But like,
Right.
we got to be realistic about some of this stuff. Like, it's okay to just be
Yeah.
like, yo, she just okay. Like, she don't have to be everybody's
and
top
there's
performer.
I also thought about this. I just thought about this when I was watching the podcast. Seeing how the other artists fell off, like Latoya and Latavia, the other group members from back then.
Yeah, the first Destiny's Child.
Right. Why would they keep Kelly as the dad being the manager? Why would they keep Kelly and Michelle if they weren't really good? Like, they all brought something amazing to the table of that group. Yeah. So for them, people to knock them and say that they're trash. Now you guys want to say, oh, Kelly's amazing. I love her for her dark skin and stuff like that. Kelly's voice never changed. It's always been beautiful. Michelle's voice, the parts that Michelle was given, because Michelle barely got verses, she got the bridge.
Yeah, it's true.
But she killed every bridge, because guess what? They tailored the bridge to Kelly's voice. They tailored the octave turned a different way. Everything was tailored for all of them to thrive. So yes, the manager, but they all
parts and stuff.
Their parts, even the lyrics actually highlighted their voice each time, but people didn't want to see that because Beyonce was always the one with most of the background vocals and always most of the.
We also gotta remember, regardless of, because a lot of times I'm sure it wasn't even Beyonce. Like
her dad
label, and they probably wouldn't even be her dad.
The
label,
yeah.
Like the label would probably say, we want this person to be up front, we want this person to be to the side in the video, doing this, doing that. Like,
right.
When you sign contracts, like they put those specific things in there, and then because people have to get, it's ROI, return on investment. So when people invest in this group, they're like, we need to see the best of the group. So you got to think, NSYNC went through the same type of situation. Obviously, I don't know details about their life, but if you look at who was the most marketable out of all of the group members, it was JT. He just sold his catalog for $100 million. There's a reason why he has a catalog to sell for $100 million, and guys like Lance Bass and JC Chazé and Joey Fatone and all these people, like, they have nothing in comparison. They have nothing. They still have their respective careers, and JC was on what is it, ABDC or whatever. He was on America's Best Dance Crew or one of those little shows and all that. But like when you think of from a musical standpoint, they will never get close to what JT was doing because they weren't as marketable as he was. He was the kid who could sing, he played sports, and he was already on Mickey Mouse Club too. Like, so when you think about that, like even think about that, him and Britney Spears and Ryan Gosling, all these people, they were on Mickey Mouse Club together. So of course, when they're in these little groups, like they're gonna get pushed to the forefront. That's why they all got their respective solo careers, and that's why you see them doing better than a lot of the people that they did. And that same thing happened, similar type of stuff happened for Beyonce. When they looked at that group, they looked at who is the most marketable. Plus, you also got to think about this, and I don't know if this is a thing, but look at the color of the group, right? So Beyonce, beautiful black woman. They're all beautiful black women. But Beyonce's not the dark one. She's the lighter one. So white people who run the label, they want the lighter one because the lighter one will make the people who are going to pay for it all, which is white people, will make them feel more comfortable.
True. That is
a thing. They probably like, how could you say that? Oh my god! But think about it. It's true. Like
celebrities actually talk about that.
They want non-threatening looking African Americans to be the forefront of their products, and they don't want people who are super dark because they know the darker that you get, the less relatable you are to the white people who will actually pay for the content that this company's trying to distribute.
Yep. Period.
Simple. But again, Beyonce's fire. My favorite Beyonce song is Halo. I think Halo is one of the greatest records ever created, but I could never, ever in my life be. And the reason why is because I grew up when Whitney Houston was alive. If you've ever heard Whitney Houston sing, there's no way you could ever in your fucking life say that Beyonce was the greatest singer of all time. The voices don't add up, fam. If you don't believe me, you can listen to one song. Just listen to I Have Nothing. And then we'll listen to her go through the record and then tell me if Beyonce's better than Whitney Houston. That one song kills Beyonce's entire catalog.
It does.
It can't be argued. They're all still great though. So shout out to all the beautiful black women who are out here killing it. I'm a major fan of R&B music. Shout out to Tank for keeping it real and showing Kelly some love, because Kelly is fire, bro. The only thing I don't like about Kelly is how she was using that two-way and looking at freaking Excel to two-way Nelly in the freaking video. We all know that's cap because we seen it on your phone. You wasn't even talking to him on the two-way. You was in the Excel program. We saw that shit.
Oh my god.
Otherwise, Kelly's fire, and she's still fire. Oh my god, Kelly.
Oh my god, she is. She's so beautiful.
Kelly, good lord, and Beyonce is too. I feel like I hate that. I feel like we have to say that because you know how people are. The whole beehive will come for you, and I'll say this to the beehive: shut the fuck up. I don't care.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. That's been Lunchtime TV. We're gonna call it a day. Again, like, subscribe, comment.
Yes.
In the comments, you can join our little game. You can go back. You can listen to the ones that we picked. You can go to the freaky questions first if you'd like to. Leave your responses in the comments. Don't be afraid, man. This is a show where we talk about any and everything because, again, who cares? It's just conversation. We're just having fun. So, listen, if my mom does see this, listen.
I love Jesus.
It is what it is, man. Listen,
I love Jesus.
From time to time, I do freaky stuff.
I love Jesus. I love Jesus.
I love freaky stuff. So that's where we're at.
But I love Jesus.
Sasha loves Jesus. And if the city of Tequila is listening to this, we have never ever been to any of these parks and done anything.
I have no clue what that is.
Foul. I don't even know what a park is. All right. Lunchtime TV. This has been real. I'm your host, Michael Jackson. Yeah. And we got
Sasha.
There we go. We're going to work on that. Just like I'm going to work on my intro. And I'm going to close it out with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it, y'all. We'll be back next week.